Hello folks. Today I'm going to give you an important update for the use of inhaled insulin, Afrezza, for both folks with type 1 and type 2. I'm going to keep you a little bit separate just because it's used a little bit differently for a little bit different reasons. Type 1 first. If you look at this doctor slide here, you can see some of the what we call the pharmacokinetics, how fast it gets into your system, how fast it leaves your system. You can see that Afrezza gets into your system really fast and then leaves it very fast, just like a normal healthy pancreas in folks without diabetes at all. Now, what does that equate to? Better blood sugars after eating, you get less rise depending on what you eat, and because it gets out of your system, you have less delayed hypoglycemia. Now, how do I use it and many other folks with type 1? Well, we use it at mealtime, and we can take it right with the meal when you know what you're going to eat because it starts to work within 10 minutes. Sometimes you need a little follow-on dose because of its short duration of action, and depending on how much you eat and how long you eat, like some of you Italian folks out there, I know you're just getting going after 1 or 2 hours, you might need to give yourself more. But also the other area where it has tremendous benefit is correcting for a high blood sugar. A lot of times when I'm using regular old sub-Q insulin like Humalog, Novolog, Apidra, my blood sugar is 250, for example. I give myself a bolus, nothing happens. I'm looking at my CG, I'm going, come on, man, start going down. Another bolus, rage bolus, then I get hypoglycemia. So it's really nice to give yourself an inhalation and see a rapid decline in your blood sugar, and then it sort of levels off. Now, if you can look at this example, this is a snapshot of my CGM when I was approaching 250. I was like 232, one trend arrow going up. I took 8 units of inhaled insulin. I'll talk about the doses in a second. And within 10 to 15 minutes, the trend arrow went from straight up to diagonal up to horizontal and then to down. And in 1 hour, I'm about 150. In 2 hours, I'm 114 with a horizontal trend arrow. Just really nice. It's just so nice to be able to correct and see something happen. Now, it comes in several different doses: 4 unit, 8 units, and 12 units. And I know what a lot of you type 1s are thinking, oh my God, 4 units at one time? I only usually give myself 2 or 3. I know some of you are sensitive. And just to let you know, because of the rapid off part of it, it's only about 2.5 units compared to 4. You can't really compare them directly because of the time course of action. But all I can say is that when you start to experiment with Afrezza, if you get your hands on some, I'll talk about that at the very end, it's really nice to have a CGM and see how it affects your diabetes. Now, what about you folks with type 2? Listen, I take care of people with type 2 diabetes at the VA hospital, at UCSD, and I know because you have not had diabetes your whole life, it's really hard to take fast-acting insulin with meals, especially when you're out in public. You're just not used to doing it. You feel a little self-conscious about it. So I say the number one benefit for folks with type 2 is the ease of administration. See how small this device is? You keep it in your pocket, your purse, and if you're on oral medications only, you're not on any other insulin, this could be a good supplement to keep your blood sugars from bouncing up too high after eating. And if you're already on insulin, let's just say basal insulin, then you would just add it and use it like someone with type 1 diabetes. So you have to get a spirometry test. It's really easy. Some doctor's offices have a little instead of a spirometry device. If you have bad lung disease, asthma, if you're a current smoker, you should not use Afrezza. And lastly, I wanted to say that the company itself, Mankind, is giving out 1 month supply, complimentary. You could need a prescription through your doctor or get some samples. And I would encourage you that if you think it might help you, to give it a try. If it works, that's awesome. You can get a prescription. If it doesn't, then you go back to what you were doing before. So basically, I'm going to grab some M&M candies. I always buy the small packets because, I'm a big believer in portion control. I only eat 4 packets at one time. And I know that my blood sugar is fairly good now, and I know it's going to go up pretty quickly. So I'm just going to show you how easy it is to give a dose. Let's get a new cartridge in here, 4 units. You pop it in, snap it closed. You inhale as long as comfortable, and that's it. So long, nation.